Shh. Let me tell you why Pastor Mboro never cuts his nails. Because we grew up watching him on TV. He is a bubbly and fun character. He preaches Christ. He prays for the sick and they are getting healed. You even saw when he said to that woman, "Wena o nole segole ka o rapella wa fola." The way she did a U-turn, you can tell that she really got healed by him because she didn't even dare to say, "You are lying." She was healed by him, but she is attacking him. And I think it is because of this one thing. Because on the street corners, people like Pastor Mboro, but they say, what about the nails? This is the topic of discussion in every corner. You know, McG invited him to his podcast and they had a nice conversation. But after, McG went on to say he is a fake pastor because he could see the charisma, he could see the stories that he was telling. They are true, but he will go on and say he is a fake pastor because of this one thing. When they ask him about the nails, they never got a straight answer. But today, I am going to give you the answer. May he forgive me for that. There are two places where God stores power in a man of God. Most of you are familiar with one because you have seen senior prophet TB Joshua that he had an afro. You can see Pastor Chris, he has an afro. When you go to Moria, everyone can cut their hair and have a chiscop, but the bishop never cuts his hair. You can go to Shembe, they never cut their hair because we read in the book that in the Bible that Samson had power coming from his hair. But there is another place that goes with the hair that people don't know about. But today I'm going to tell you that it is the nails. In the book of Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 11 to 12. If you notice, among any of the captives, a beautiful woman and you are attracted to her. This was a message to the Israelites when they went to war and they said, if you can defeat your enemies and then find yourself liking one of the captives, you can bring that woman to your home. But before you bring her to your house, make sure you do these two things. One, bring her into your home where she must shave her head. She must cut her hair. One. And cut her nails. She must cut her nails. You must trim her nails. Make sure that she does not have long nails. Make sure that she does not have that hair that she came with. Cut her hair and trim her nails. But today, I'm going to tell you why the nails are also included. Because that is where people store their power. That's why if now when somebody is trying to bewitch you and they don't know how to get you, they will wait for you to sleep and come with a scissor and cut your hair, and then they will be able to gain access. If when you are sick and you are about to die and you are in hospital and that aunt that you do not trust comes to the hospital and sees you and says, "Let me cut this person's hair, let me trim his nails," never agree to that, because should you die while they have your hair and your nails, they will summon you because your power is there. Now I'm going to read from the book of Daniel chapter 4 so that you can know about these nails and stop saying that man is not a man of God because of the long nails. You know, there was a king called Nebuchadnezzar. That king was a very powerful king and he was sleeping in his house. And Daniel was serving under Nebuchadnezzar. And this dream that he saw a very big tree. When he saw that tree was so big that its top could reach to the heavens. The way it was so big, everyone in the world could see that tree. The leaves were fresh. The fruits were so big. The birds, the big birds, could come and rest on top of that tree. The wild animals, the elephants, the hippopotamus, the big animals would come and sit in the shade of that tree. In a dream, he's seeing that tree. And that tree reminds me of Matthew chapter 13, verse 31 to 32, when Jesus Christ was saying, the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed. It is the smallest of all garden seeds. Yet when it is planted, it grows and becomes the largest of all garden plants, that even the birds of the air will come and rest on top of it. The way they are describing the tree in this verse of Daniel in the dream of Nebuchadnezzar is like the way Jesus Christ was describing the kingdom of heaven. This is now a dream of Nebuchadnezzar. But somebody came and said, cut this tree down, but make sure that when you cut this tree, chop its leaves and make sure you leave the stump of its root standing in the ground. You can cut the tree, but leave the roots in the ground. And then Nebuchadnezzar woke up and he consulted Daniel and said, Daniel, you are the one who knows these things. Come and tell me, what does this dream mean? So I'm going to read from the book of Daniel chapter 4 so that you can understand the interpretation of Daniel. It is in the book of Daniel chapter 4 verse 20. The tree you saw, which grew and became strong, so that its top reached to the heavens, and it was visible to the whole earth, whose leaves were beautiful, and its fruit abundant, and in which food was for all, under which beasts of the field found shade, and in whose branches the birds of the heavens lived. It is you, O king, who have grown and become strong. Your greatness has grown and reaches the heavens, and your dominions to the ends of the earth. So now, they say that tree is Nebuchadnezzar, similar to the way Jesus Christ described the kingdom of heaven. They say Nebuchadnezzar was like that. They say, and because the king saw a watcher, a holy one, coming down from heaven saying, chop down the tree and destroy it, but leave the stump of its roots in the earth, bound with a band of iron and bronze, in the tender grass of the field, and let him be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beasts of the field, till 7 periods of time pass over him, till 7 years. 7 years. Now they say they must not cut this tree completely. This is the interpretation, O king. It is a decree of the Most High, which has come upon my Lord the king, that you shall be driven from among men, and your dwelling will be with the beasts of the field. You shall be made to eat grass like an ox, and you shall be wet with the dew of heaven. And 7 periods of time shall pass over you till you know that the Most High rules the kingdom of men and gives it to whom he will. They say this person, Nebuchadnezzar, will be given 7 years in the wilderness. He will be given the dew of heaven. You know this thing of the dew of heaven. When Isaac was blessing Jacob, he said in Genesis 27, verse 27 to 28, he said, the smell of my son is like the smell of a field that the Lord has blessed. May God bless him with the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth. The dew of heaven is not like the fatness of the earth. The dew of heaven will send you to the wilderness. Because after Jacob was given the dew of heaven, he left his home and went to the wilderness and got to the house of Laban, where he served as a servant and came back knowing God. He went from being Jacob to being Israel. That was his schooling, spiritual education. You will be given the dew of heaven before you get the fatness of the earth. You seek the kingdom of heaven first, and then you will be given all the other things. This is what it means when they say the dew of heaven. Up until he recognizes and realizes that there is no one like God. Up until he worships the Almighty. Now listen to what happened. At the end of 12 months, he was walking on the roof of the royal palace of Babylon. This is King Nebuchadnezzar. And the king answered and said, is not this great Babylon, which I have built by my mighty power, as a royal residence, and for the glory of my majesty? Nebuchadnezzar was so high that he praised himself, forgetting God. He was like the king of Tyre, that cherubim who thought he was God and started thinking that he did it by his own power. While the words were still in the king's mouth, There fell a voice from heaven, O King Nebuchadnezzar, to you it is spoken, the kingdom has departed from you. The kingdom has departed from you because of pride. And you shall be driven from among men, and your dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, and you shall be made to eat grass like an ox. You know, when we start talking spirituality, we speak of 4 animals. Revelations chapter 4, verse 7. The first living creature is like a lion. You know, we always say the lion of the tribe of Judah, but we are talking about a person. Now Nebuchadnezzar, they say, he will be eating the grass of the field like an ox. The second living creature is like an ox. You will be surprised when you go to ZCC Moria. They will always say, Khomu, Khomu. You won't know what they are talking about. But they are referring to the bishop, calling him Khomu, but he's a person. In Israel, they say the lion of the tribe of Judah, but he is a person. They say the third living creature with the face of a man. The third living creature has the face of a man. Listen to what the fourth living creature looks like. The fourth living creature, like an eagle in flight. The fourth one, which is the highest level of initiation, is an eagle. And you shall be made to eat grass like an ox. And 7 periods of time shall pass over you until you know that the Most High rules the kingdom of man and gives it to whom he will. 7 years of training for you to become an eagle. Check what he's going to say. Immediately, the word was fulfilled against Nebuchadnezzar. He was driven from among men and ate grass like an ox. And his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till his hair grew as long as an eagle's feathers. And his nails were like bird's claws. His nails were like bird's claws. They were long. So next time, when you see a man of God not cutting his nails, it is not demonic. It is the highest level of initiation of the eagle, power in the nails. Then you know that God is almighty. This is how they took Nebuchadnezzar to the wilderness. They say, at the end of the days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted my eyes to heaven, and my reason returned to me. And I blessed the Most High, and praised and honored him who lives forever. For his dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom endures from generation to generation. Nebuchadnezzar ended up acknowledging God when his hair grew like an eagle's hair and his nails were long. Next time, stop calling people fake pastors if you don't understand spirituality. Some things are spiritual levels that you don't understand. The 4 living creatures are the cherubim. And I told you in my other videos that the cherubim is talking about people. Don't go criticizing people when they say a lion of the tribe of Judah. When they say an ox. Don't say these people are just coming up with things from nowhere. When they say this one is an eagle, don't just come and criticize men of God if you don't understand. If you don't understand, it is better for you to sit back and seek knowledge, and you will find. Khotso, I believe na.